Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the final feature race live stream for Apex Point Racing League this year. Yeah, it's pretty crazy how fast time flies. Happy Gravy Day, as we saw there from Full Grumpy. And welcome, everyone. Hope you're having a good day, evening, wherever you are around the world. It's been a whirlwind end to the season here at Apex Point Racing League as we just wrapped up the final season of the year and the final round for Season 8 this week. And there's a lot of intense racing and battles between our Development Series and Pro Series drivers, but notwithstanding the iconic Daytona Speedway venue where we held the final race of the season here for our Sprint Series. So that's what we will be running through tonight. And as a little bit of a, I guess, Christmas or end of year treat for everyone, we've got not the usual suspect in the comms box with me tonight. We actually have a new guest visitor who I will allow them to introduce themselves now. So who do I have the pleasure of sharing the comms box with tonight?
Good evening, Snoop. Hello, it's myself, Flux, or Reese. How are ya? Thanks for having me in the box.
At any time, mate, and I'm sure I'm not the only one that is chuffed to have you in here. The Maestro Mastermind. He's the Australian version of Kazunori Yamauchi for Apex Point Racing League, coming up with all our strats and our track lists and working vigilantly in the background to bring everything together. So I think it's going to be a very interesting live stream this time around, having a new voice to the stream and also having a bit of an insight into the race format and things like that. And normally I would throw you a bit of a bone in terms of like a query about strategy and things like that, but because this is a sprint series, it's relatively straightforward, isn't it? But that's not to say that there isn't some sort of strategy involved in tonight's racing, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I guess yes. So I guess yeah, you could say that the strategy for tonight is go fast. But yes, obviously we're at a speedway circuit tonight, so it's a different style of racing. Slipstream is your king here. So the main thing I guess that drivers want to do is work together, find a buddy,
Mm,
and stick with them as long as possible. Once you do lose that slipstream here, you're basically finished.
yep.
You do lose a fair bit of speed on those straights, and yeah, you just start losing ground.
Yeah, and I think we saw that even last evening in the Gran Turismo World Series over in Fukuoka last night for the Manufacturers Cup. It was a bizarre choice for the team behind the scenes at Gran Turismo to actually put the top 12 drivers in the world onto Daytona in Group 3 cars for the first race. And needless to say, the first running of that race was actually red flagged due to a multi-car pile-up, which is very, very funny. But alas, it is another clear indication that the links between Flux and Kazunori seem to be quite strong because, to be fair, we picked this track well before they did. So, hey, imitation is the most sincere form of flattery, I say. So, but I'm excited for this race. A little bit of a slower car, not the Group 3 races that we saw in the World Series last night. We actually have our Sprint Series car of the Nissan Silvia S15 touring car. And Flux, you were one of the I guess you could call one of the regular races throughout the season, and we had a pretty consistent showing across the two lobbies, Lobby A and Lobby B. What was the overall, I guess, sentiment, thoughts, feelings of the car of choice this season? Because it's a fast car, but it also means that if everyone can drive it quite easily, which you can, it means that the margins for error are really, really small.
Yeah, I think you're right in that being a Group 4 car, it's a very friendly car for drivers. So yes, a lot of drivers were able to be very quick in it, which made the gap a lot smaller. So
Mm.
people had to probably take a little bit more risks and go for opportunities when they could because yeah, just the level of skill was so high across the whole lobby that it made it hard to work your way through the grid sometimes just because
Mm.
everyone was so fast. So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and which is why we have that. reverse grid format. We have the two lobbies, Lobby A, Lobby B. So essentially, 32 drivers total at any round during the week. Sorry, not during the week, but during the season. The top 16 based on ELO and points go into Lobby A. So naturally a faster competition there, and then the lower 16 drivers, 17 to 32 drivers, go into Lobby B. But still, things are quite fast, and you'll see here tonight we've actually got a bit of a snippet from both lobbies. So tonight we'll be watching Lobby B for race 1, which is around the Daytona Tri-Oval or Oval. We couldn't get the replay from Lobby A due to the lovely PD servers crashing midway through that race, so there is no footage of that race ever existing apart from a couple of screen grabs after the race. And the second race tonight will be the Daytona Road Course, so a little bit more technical, a little bit less all gas, no brakes, I would say. So be interesting to see how that plays out. But before we kick into any of the action, as always, we just wanted to shout out our proud partner that works with us here at Apex Point Racing League, and that's Image Digital. So they're the crew behind the kit that we put our merch through. So everything you see on our merch website is made by them. They do race uniforms as well. They do club and business gear, but their main goal is to deliver bold, full print designs that don't fade, don't quit, and stay comfortable all day long. So whether you want a one-off custom piece or a full production run, they do have it covered. So every time you see us wearing our gear out there, that's Image Digital doing their best to make us look great as always. So thank you again to Image Digital, our proud league partner. And always thanks to everyone who works behind the scenes, our hosts, our stewards or volunteers, even Flux as well, everyone that supports us or even offers to donate to our cause as well. It really helps to play a part in pushing us forward season after season, year after year, as we finish the second full year at Apex Point Racing League. So thank you again to everyone, from our volunteers to the wider community. This league really is built by the people that show up and believe in it and respect it as well. So thank you guys very, very much for your time and enjoying the league this year. We hope you enjoyed it, and we got more to come next year, which is a nice little segue into a couple of things that will be coming up at the end of the live stream. A couple of little announcements here and there, so you may want to stay tuned right until the very end to see what they are. But I think that's enough out of my mouth. Flux, I think we should probably kick into the first race. What do you say?
I'm ready to go. Yeah, let's do it.
Cool. All right, I'll get that ready and I'll count you when you're good to go.
Yep, I'm ready.
Cool. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, let's get some race info going, and it's a grid start with a lot of honking horns. Usually we'd do a rolling start, but grid start helps to keep everything nice and even, and they're off and underway at Daytona Speedway. Looks like we've got Reaper in P1, DC in P2, Josh in P3, Loki in P4. Pitmaster has just jumped up to P5 with Rooster in P6. Yoey in P7, Loco RX2 side by side with Robin Hill. Low Life Motorsport, Simo, Bearsy, Allfinder, Tank Neo, and Checkered Globe at the back of the pack there, who seems to have dropped off already a fair amount of distance there.
It looks like he had a bad jump off the line, so unfortunately he's got a bad start and is playing defense straight from the go.
And meanwhile, at the front of the grid here, as we jump to Reaper and P1, just see a lot of angry-looking S15 Sylvias. They're trying to stay in one line, but they're also forming, I guess, two lines there. 3, as we found out there.
I think they were just trying to find their place and kind of fall into line. So once everyone kind of finds a lane, they'll stick to it, I think.
Yeah, and it's also, online racing, and you got to keep the inputs really smooth here as everyone's sort of jostling for position as they come past here. But, for example, you've got your latency, you've got your smooth inputs. Look at this crowd of cars, actually. This is going to be a cracker to watch all the way through to the end.
So close together.
All you need is a couple of side drafting the wrong way. They look like they're doing well over 200 kilometers an hour at the moment. I don't have the speedo up, but I'm sure Reese can tell us the top speed of the drivers up front.
Nearly 50 kilometers an hour.
Yeah, righto.
So we've got the top 11 pretty much all bunched together at the moment.
Yes, you can see them. Such a bright bright array of liveries in this lobby, which is really cool to see. But we've got actually a new leader at the front, so it looks like Josh has jumped ahead and has decided to punch the hole through the air for everyone behind him. Then Lowlife is slotted in behind him as well. DC's done a pretty good job staying around that second, third position, but everyone looks like they're sort of like trying to, find a good way through. But I don't know if now's the right time. You got to sort of wait towards the end of the end of the race, wouldn't you say, Flux?
Yeah, they're almost in single file lane at this point, so they've pretty much all just jumped in the train and they're waiting to see what happens.
DC's had enough of sitting in the train and has formed his own lane on the lower side of the track, so if he gets the support from, I think that's Simo, I think it is Simo, so teammates working together here, it seems like, to push them through, but having that lower line means a shorter run around the turn, so in theory you should be able to get ahead, but having two lanes going side by side means even less room for error, and it's looking really busy. Oh, there's some argy-bargy there.
4 wide at the moment.
Oh my goodness. They all seem to keep it together. There have been some stragglers that have dropped off the back here, so I might just jump back to... So the top 11 are all together. Loki is in his own world at the moment, so he'll get gobbled up by the cars behind him, which are Red Bearsy, Tank Neo, and Checkered Globe is still at the back trying to catch up, but jumping to the front here as we see our top 11 go down the back straight again.
Tank Neo and Red Bearsy look like they've just caught each other, so they'll start working together, I'd say, to try and make up some ground.
Robin Hill's got the fastest lap of the race so far, 54.740. Don't imagine there will be much difference in that. It just relies on you having a good run. Josh is getting a nice little bump from his team principal, heading down across the line for lap 5. They're all rolling on through. And it just seems like there's a bit of ducking and dodging and weaving between the top 11 here. You imagine like that can't last forever, right? Just with as they get a bit tight there, but they're doing a pretty good job, I would say. I'll be honest. I'm very impressed.
We've made it 5 laps so far. I think I've seen one collision, so they're all racing very closely together, and
they're all just like giving each other a bit of a rub on the door cards there to get into the slipstream. It seems
there's a few squirrely rear ends after a tap or two, but.
And it looks like teams are forming little battle packs here as they come around. I guess you call it turn 4 before the start-finish line. I don't speak American, but apparently that's a turn 4. So they're carrying on as they start lap 6. It's looking a bit tight here at the moment, and they're still doing a pretty good job. I think actually, if we jump out of the top 11 here, Loki's been caught up by Tank Neo and Red Bearsy, so they're going to be working together to try and catch up, but they got a big job on their hands. Checkered Globe exactly. Checkered Globe, I think he is well behind the pace. Unfortunately, just missed that jump at the start and isn't in this pack at the front here with all these drivers, and they're still trying to form 2 different lanes. I found it interesting that Gran Turismo at the World Series were able to impose penalties for anyone even slightly crossing that yellow line on the bottom apron of the track, so I wish they could do that for our game, but they get all the goodies at the custom race. We just get what we're given.
But up the front, the top 7 are literally single file crossing the start finishing line. They're all bumping each other along.
Who should I go on board with? I might go on board with Low Life, just to give him a bit of a view as to what it looks like. Because you're getting bumped from behind, and then you're also trying to stay in the slipstream, and then someone's on your left, as we can see here as well. And it's just like, very subtle movements here.
Your radar plays a big part in it. You've got to utilise every tool at your disposal here.
We're right on board actually with Pitmaster. Just a moment's silence for this man in VR at the moment. Must be getting very, very sick in this race, and also trying to stay very, very concentrated. It's probably the only race of the season where there's only 2 inputs. It's accelerate and slightly turn left. But they're still keeping it together, the top 11, which I find Actually, we've lost one. Rooster seems to have dropped off the pace, as we can just see here. He will likely be caught up by the trio of Tank Neo, Red Bearsy and stuff like that. So unfortunately, Rooster's the first to fall out of the top 11 there. So now it's actually a top 10 coming through as they head down the back straight.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Tank Neo and Red Bearsy are a long way behind.
Yep.
Rooster, so he's going to be on his own for a little bit longer.
So talk. I know we don't have. And it looks. Yeah, we got everyone together. Sorry. Talk me through when you did this race, because I assume you were in the race there on Wednesday in Lobby A. Did you have people in mind as a partnership, or did you just sort of like start the race and found someone that was willing to work with you? Because trying to work together is key here.
Yes, so I had someone I was working with. Unfortunately, it was only the two of us because, similar to Globe, I actually got a really bad start off the line and started in second. So it was just myself and Carlton. So we basically spent the whole race working together to catch back up. Only for the the lobby served to crash as it was.
Oh, no way.
as it was. But so we worked very well together. It was just basically just bump each other along and keep as tight as you can to that yellow line without crossing it, basically. Yeah,
that makes complete sense. It's really interesting how the race can change in a matter of seconds. Someone's actually grinding the wall there. It'd be funny if that was actually Wallfinder.
Yeah, that looks like it was Reaper, and he's actually lost a lot of momentum because of it.
Yeah, dead bones there. He might be able to catch back up, but I think he may just be a little bit far off. What do you reckon?
I think I think you're right. I think he's lost the slipstream at this point.
We'll keep an eye on that, but it'll be. He's got 5 cars to choose from. Let me tell you, like a slipstream. So he won't be too spoiled for choice there in terms of what car to follow.
He might be hanging on. Actually, he's looks like he's catching back up.
Yeah, Loco's dropped off a bit there. Might have just got a bit rubbed on the shoulders there, but it looks like he's actually back in the mix there. So Dead Bones is back involved there.
Nice recovery. He must have made it just to the outskirts of that slipstream and it held on.
Yep.
And it managed to pull him back.
Keep carrying on. I'm very impressed with this group of drivers so far. So the top 10 all together here. Rooster is slowly getting reeled in by Tank Neo, Loki, and Red Bearsy. So it just goes to show the power of the slipstream here.
Yeah.
And it's a scary thought. They actually might. The main pack might actually catch up to Checkered Globe here potentially.
Yeah. So going back to Tank Neo and Rooster to give you an idea, there's about a 15-kilometre difference between Rooster without the slipstream and then the two Tank Neo and Loki working together.
Of course.
That's how big a difference that slipstream makes. Yeah.
We got Yowie in P3 with the fastest lap of a 54.337. So carrying on in second position here. They all seem to be behaving themselves for the most part. And I think... Oh no, we've actually lost someone.
Oh, no,
who was that?
Yeah. Wallfinder, it looks like he just got tagged. Yeah.
Oh no. I just saw him, and just got reset. He's going to get absolutely gobbled up there by Rooster, no pun intended. But Wallfinder is out of the pack of the top 10. He's still in the top 10, but I imagine he's going to get eaten up here pretty quickly, as you can see, riding on board here with Rooster. And Loki's actually trying to battle with Rooster. Guys should be working together, but Loco RX2 actually said I dropped back to pick up Reaper as he was my race buddy. So that was a strategic choice by Loco RX2 to drop off the gas a little bit to bring Reaper back into the mix, and it seems to work well because they're all together now. So we've lost one out of the 10. So we're down to the top 9. Still jostling around for position. I'm very, very surprised that they're sort of snaking through turns 1 and 2 here. Oh my god, they're through. Oh, that's it. Oh, someone grabbed the wall there. I think that was Simo.
Simo's clipped the wall, yes.
Oh, was it Simo? Yeah, it was, yeah.
I think so, yeah. He's managed to hold on. He's kept the pack.
Oh, that would have been scary. Holy moly. it's like a mix of PSU and Karma drivers here, so you want to try and work together with your team, and ideally a team should try and break away if they can. But it looks like between the two PSU drivers of Yowie and DC, there seems to be a Dead Bones or a Reaper. I don't think Reaper is in PSU, but anyways, we're carrying on. Yowie is in P1, Reaper, Dead Bones P2. DC hanging around the top 3 for the entire race, so he's sitting in 3rd at the moment. Simo in 4th, Loco RX2 5th, who dropped back to actually bring Reaper back into this race, so that's worked out well. Robin Hill, which I just found out today is actually a suburb outside of Bathurst, so fun fact for anyone who's going to trivia this week. Pity in P7, Josh, who was fighting up towards the front but has now sort of dropped back a bit at the moment. He's the new Max Verstappen of the league now, with the number that Max is taking for the 2026 F1 season, so we expect many pole positions and many race victories from him next season. And Robin Hill has just dropped off the back there, but he'll be able to get pulled along in the tow. And Flux, look who's just ahead of them, struggling for speed. It's Checkered Globe. So what's the speed difference between Checkered Globe and Yowie, for example? Are you able to give us that info?
So Checkered Globe is cruising at a smooth 242 kilometres an hour, whereas in Yowie at the front is pulling 255.
Yeah, right, okay,
so
easy.
There's a 10, 11, 12 kilometre difference, yeah, just there.
Josh has actually dropped off the back a little bit, and Robin Hill doesn't want to help him. He tried to go for a move. Would have been better for Robin to give him a little bit of bump drive. Oh my gosh, that was so close to disaster.
Reaper's rear wheels lift off the ground.
I know. Josh is flying on through here. He's jumped from, I think it was 9th or 8th. It says Robin Hill. Robin Hill's followed him through as well, up into P6. So now he's looking to fashion up a move here as they all try and fight for that slipstream. Reaper and Loco RX2 have dropped off the back there, but and now they look like they're working together to push them through as they carry on. They've lost a little bit of pace there, so they're going to have to work together pretty carefully to catch up. But yeah, now it's like they go on.
They have dropped off the main pack, but yeah, working together they should be able to catch back up to the lead group.
Still effectively a group of 9, but now it's a concentrated group of 7, and they are catching Checkered Globe so quickly. I can just see him in the scene there. Yeah. Oh no, I hope he gets out of the way, because you don't want a lapped car in the way.
No.
Just right on board it, right on the ducktail of Checkered Globe. Just watch this angry swarm of S15s coming towards him.
He's about to get swarmed, yes.
They are catching quite quickly. It's amazing the difference that slipstream and bump drafting makes. Hey, let's see what he does here. Sort of stays in the middle, stays predictable. Everyone... Oh, actually, someone's given him a bit of a job. Oh no, we've lost someone. Have we lost someone? Someone's off in the back there. Oh, Simo's out. No. I just heard some tyres being kicked up there. There you go. He's doing doughies there. But now, okay, catching back up. Reaper and Loco still trying to catch up. They're still pretty far away though. It's now top 6 with, well, top 7 if you include Checkered Globe as a lapped car, who seems to be in the mix for some reason there. I'm not sure if that's...
He's using Globe to his advantage. He's picked himself up another mate, so...
Yeah, just funnily enough pushed. Yeah. I don't think Checkered Globe was experienced this much speed up until this moment here. And maybe Pity is playing a bit of 4D chess at the moment by pushing him into the cars in front of him to cause a bit of carnage and just blame it on the lap car and carrying on his merry way.
Yeah. So the current positions is P1, P2, P3, P15, P4 in the train.
You got to be in it to win it.
Yeah.
All right. Robin Hills. So we got 2. No, we've got... the 3 PSU guys at the front here. So they're in front of the lapped car. So they would ideally want to be breaking away here, but it's not that easy as Checkered Globe tries to get out of the way. Pity goes, "Nup, I'm pushing you into them." Um, as they carry on through in the Chevrolet-themed S15. We've got 6 or 7 laps to go at this stage, and they're forming their own lanes again. It is getting a bit tight. I think unfortunately for the likes of Loco RX2 and Reaper, they're just going to have to accept their fate here and carry on. Simo's dropped well back into the third pack, I would say, with Loki, Red Bearsy, Rooster, and it looks like Warfinder and Tank Neo have dropped off a fair bit as well. So, and then there's obviously Checkered Globe amongst the drivers. Really should be moving out of the way here, but alas, we'll keep watching that for the sake of comedy.
He might be trying. It's just they're not letting him. So.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
This is true. It could be that way. All right, we're getting to the pointy end. 6 laps to go. It's now time to think about making those moves. Pitmaster said he couldn't see any blue flags in VR, or maybe he couldn't see any blue flags. Oh, they're getting a bit tight up there. I think Checkett has actually dropped. Oh, bit of argy-bargy there. Oh, a bit of side door banging between. Is that Josh and Robin Hill, I think? Yeah, it was.
Yeah, Josh and Lo-Fi look like they're trying to fight for the same bit of slipstream behind
yes.
DC. So,
yes.
Yes, they're bit of door rubbing going on.
Looks like Checkered Globe has dropped to the back of the pack here, so it should just stay in the slipstream here. Josh actually tries to fashion a little move on the outside there, but now it's effectively a top 6, carrying on into the final 5 laps at the moment. All the cars are all banged up and scratched and things. Josh is going the high line here. Maybe he's trying to go for a bit of a slingshot. I'm not too sure. Oh, heard a bit of squealing there from Pitmaster's car. Wanted to let Pitmaster through, didn't want to let Checkered Globe through. So we'll have to keep on board here. Wonder why he moved out onto the high line there. Maybe that was a 4D strategy. Note that's Josh in the comments just saying this was a bad move. So it seems like just maybe a bit of lapse in concentration amongst the high pressure scenario of oval racing. Wonder if these guys are going to remember how to turn right once they get to the road course next. Alright.
Yes, or keep going straight.
Yeah, straight.
Big risk, isn't it? So
that's it. Alright, 4 laps to go. PSU teams in 1 and 2. Oh, someone's off to the side there. Oh, low life.
Oh, he's doing exit stage left.
Yep, exit stage left. He's trying to counter steer it, and he just gets reset for his trouble. So that's him pretty much done and dusted, unfortunately. Just a victim of the battle pack.
I was going to say it's down to the top 5, but Jay Kelly or Josh has just got a penalty. So he's just served that, and now it's the top 3.
It looks like
Pitmaster has stopped off of them.
It looks like Josh is maybe potentially trying to redress, so there may have been a bit of an involvement with low life there, so maybe that's why he's showing good sportsmanship by waiting there. Well, the top 3 were PSU drivers, but now it's 2 PSU drivers and a Karma driver. This is the battle. This is the little pack that they were wanting to form, I imagine, at the start of the race to break away. But now it's 2v1 with Yowie at the front. Robin Hill with the fastest lap, 54.135. This is going to be very, very intense. You can hear them honking their horns.
And now that it's only the top 3 together, now you're starting to think about the end game. You know, you're not trying to just hold position. You're trying to set yourself up for that last lap.
100%.
And where you want to be.
Pitmaster, another unlucky loser in that situation there, who's just fallen out of the pack. Loco RX2 and Reaper will most likely catch them at that point. I wonder where Checkered Globe has gone amongst all this. Oh, he's in front of Reaper, so they're carrying on. The top 3 is still nose to tail all the way through. We'll just do a quick round the grounds as we head into the second last lap. So Pitmaster P4, RX2 and Deadbones P5 and 6 respectively. Low Life looks like he's gotten up to P7. Simo, Bearsy, Loki, Rooster, and Jay Kelly has dropped way off there. So from the top 5 to 12th. Tank Neo and Warfinder are still working together, and Checkered Globe is still thinking of the days that he was battling up in P1. But now we carry on. And it looks like Robin Hill has dropped off a bit, so I wonder if this is a strategic move for him to get a bit of a slingshot.
With 1 lap to go, yes, it's a very smart idea because, yeah, you don't want to be sitting on the back of someone bumping him at this point because you just every time you give him that tap, you're losing a bit of speed. So by backing off.
I just actually swapped to his onboard, actually. Sorry to cut you off there, but we could actually hear him feathering the throttle. So he's trying to time his move here.
I think so too. He's positioned himself so that he can get the run on him and then hopefully be close enough that he does the overtake before they have a chance to respond.
But it looks like he's not getting any closer because, you know, DC has a slipstream behind Yowie and he's pushing him. So, anyways, as they head through to the final 2 turns, you ideally want that lower line. I think this is the way it's going to end. We'll have to see how it goes. He's actually caught up a little bit. So Yowie looks like he's going to come across the line to finish P1 with DC a close second. And Robin Hill making your podium places there. Well done, guys. In 4th place, we have Pitmaster coming across. Great result from him. Loco RX2 5th. Just behind, actually, Checkered Globes, who finished 15th. Deadbones in 6th. Oh, we've got a good battle for 7th here. 4 or 5 cars together here, with Simo leading the pack. Have to see what happens here. Looks like Simo should hold that line in front of Red Bearsy. Great effort from Red Bearsy, who actually was right down the back at the start of the race. Low Life 9th, Loki P10, Rooster 11th, Josh P12, Warfinder, who found the war during the race, P13, and Tank Neo P14. 24 minutes done and dusted. Oh, that was a very fun one.
Good way now.
Yeah, I know, right? It didn't seem like a lot was happening most of the time, but then it was. Yeah, very interesting one, but that's not all that we have in store for this evening, as we will jump over to Lobby A for Race 2, which will be at the Daytona Road Course. So we now jump to a different set of drivers, another 15 or 16 drivers, arguably the fastest and the most competitive ones in the sprint series all season, because these are the top 16 spots and this is the final race of the season. Nothing personal, guys. But in this lobby here we have GT Bowers, our previous sprint series winner as well, so starting there as well. Then we have Raging Manners, Kiwi Bretto, and Donaldson, or Achilles, who's starting there as well. Just waiting for the names to load up. We have the Trickstar. We have yourself, Reese, as well. Dr. Speed. I have to check what nicknames they are.
That's Carlton.
Carlton, yes, the names sound familiar. DJ Swinger, Razmaz, Specs, Atlantis. Then we have Spud, or the other Achilles. Then we have Morgs. Yeah, that's right. Morgs, Full Grumpy, and Judge, who is... Remind me who Judge is in terms of the... forget. Car
M.
90.
Sinclair.
That's
Sorry,
it.
Yeah,
VFA Victory, right?
Yeah, VFA
nice one.
So, yeah.
Cool. So this is the grid. And now, a couple interesting points before heading into the race tonight. There's been a really close battle between our season champion from Season 7, Season 8, GT Bowers, and Kiwi Bretto, across the Pro Series and the Development Series respectively, and then also in the Sprint Series as well. Arguably, GT Bowers has had a bit more of a tougher challenge put in front of him by competing at the top of the Pro Series in the Pro Division, and Kiwi Bretto looks like he's made the AM Division his second home this season by absolutely dominating in almost every single race. So it's an interesting combination. So Bowers had a bit of a harder time to get points compared to Kiwi Breda, I would say. But in the sprint series, they're all on the same page, and they are actually pretty close together. I think they are P1 and P2 respectively. So Bowers will be looking for a win here to not only win the sprint series, but try and gain as many points as he can on Kiwi Breda for the overall championship. So we'll just have to see how this all pans out. But look, I'm good to go. If you are, Reese, you ready to roll?
Yep, I'm ready to roll.
Cool. All right, I'll get it ready, and we'll go 3, 2, 1, go. All right, we get this going now. So, as mentioned, Bowers in P1. Oh, someone had a jump start there. I think that's Tricky. Tricky had a jump start, and he's getting ghosted. Yep. Oh no, and he's just going to cause absolute carnage in the pack there. But Bowers in P1, Specs P2. Kiwi Breda would have loved just getting that jump on the Trickster there for P3. So rather than going straight here, they actually all turn left and head into the road course section of Daytona here with Bowers in the lead. So they've all kept it quite nice together at the moment as the sun sets over Daytona here in, I want to say, Florida. I think Daytona is.
Yes.
And someone's actually gone for a bit of a spin there. Who was that? Oh, it looks like Grumpy.
Oh, Grumpy. Yeah.
And Spud have had a little bit of a coming together, but arguably two of the most respectful races we have in Apex Point Racing League, so whoever was at fault I'm sure would have redressed accordingly, but they've dropped to the back of the pack. So we're right on board here with DJ Swinger, who was actually a strong competitor in the Pro-Am series this season. A great effort for him on his debut season, that is, at Apex Point Racing League. Carlton on his inside, Tricky, who was starting in 3rd and is actually in 11th now, as they head onto the ever so familiar banked part of the racetrack. And Bowers has actually got a pretty hefty gap away from him, but I don't think that's going to do him any favours right now.
He got a good start, yes, he's managed to pull a bit of a gap, but now that they're on the speedway section, being out the front means he has no slipstream, so
yep.
He'll find he's going to start to get caught by the cars behind if they're smart enough and work together.
Yeah, exactly. And it looks like Specs is just being a little bit of a pain in the butt for Kiwi Breda here. They went side by side heading to the bus stop chicane, and he has the lower line there as Raging is actually pushing Specs, because Raging is a similar teammate to Bowers here, so his best interest would be to push anyone but Kiwi Breda from the sake of a points perspective. So kind of like, you know, your Sergio Perez, Minister of Defence, or the lack of defence from Yuki Tsunoda in the last Formula 1 race of the season at Abu Dhabi. Teammates can come in and be really helpful here. But Kiwi Breda's not having anything of that. He actually gets right up the inside of Raging.
He's managed to, go back up the inside and get the position back.
Oh, what happened there? The Kiwi actually tagged someone.
He's outbraked himself and gone into giving Specs a bit of a tap.
Yeah, right, okay. So it looks like he lifted off a bit there to try to avoid getting any penalty thrust upon him, which is probably the right call there. But Bowers steaming away up there in P1 would probably be cheering to hear that that's happened behind him. So he's carrying on in the Wonder-themed Sylvia. We've got his teammate in P2, Specs in P3, Achilles P4, yourself, Reese, in P5. Then we got Atlantis, Kiwi Breda, Tricky, Carlton, Swinger, Raz, G-Pro Raz, VFA Victory, and then it looks like actually Morgs has had something happen to him as well, because he's dropped right down to the back of the grid there, and he's in familiar company with Full Grumpy and also another respectful racer in the name of Spud there. Bowers heading through the bus stop chicane. Welcome to anyone that's joined for the second race. Thanks for sticking around as we watch our Lobby A, the creme de la creme drivers of the sprint series, go through their final race of the season. Now, with this one, Flux, was there any difference in strategy, any other considerations to, I guess, have in the back of your mind as you went into this race?
Yeah, so for this one, I guess you've got to use the speedway section to your advantage.
Of course,
there's no point over going for an overtake at the start of the speedway, only for them to then get the run back on you and get the position back. So as we've seen last race with Robin Hill timing his move, you've got to do the same here in time your move so that you can make the overtake on the straight, but then not long before you get into turn one and they can get the position back.
Yeah, exactly. And if you're close to someone on the final lap, like, where do you want to be overtaking them? Is it before the bus stop? Is it after the bus stop? I imagine it might be before the bus stop on the infield somewhere.
I would stay behind them on the bus stop, and then you've got more than enough time for the run to the end after the bus stop. But again, I guess it depends on how close you are and how much gap you need to close.
Well, we can see here at the moment you and your teammate are in P3 and P4 respectively, so probably looking to work together here, I imagine, to try and catch up to the front.
Yeah, that's the plan. Just bump each other along and try and catch back up to Bowers in the lead, yes.
Yep, we'll check in on that a little bit later throughout the race. Specs has dropped a little bit down, but still in the top 5, which is great. Atlantis in P6, Tricky in P7, so making up for lost ground there. Kiwi Bretto's actually dropped down to P8, so and potentially could be P9 if the drivers behind him, like Swinger, as Swinger actually does get in front of him. Commentator's curse right there, so Swinger has got him past there. And Kiwi Bretto gets a 1 second penalty. Both
have.
Oh, really? Wow, 1.5 for Swinger as well. This is nerve-wracking stuff if you're leading the season championship at the moment. So. Not going your way as they both pull off to serve the penalty. I imagine that'll put Raz and Dr. Speed in front of them here, as we see them both go past.
Yeah, that's definitely something you need to be aware of at this layout. Is obviously that bus stop is renowned for giving out track limit penalties. So
yes,
you don't want to
horrendous.
cut it too much and get that penalty, because that 1.5 second penalty on this long straight ends up becoming more like a 3-4 second penalty by the time you slow down and speed back up.
Great shot from the horseshoe here as all the drivers make their way through. Checking with Bowers, who's relatively unfazed at the moment, sitting up the front in P1, raging Minister of Defence for GT Bowers at the moment, probably looking to try and keep the two Lockhub Motorsport drivers behind him.
He's doing a good job of holding onto the back of Bowers. He's not dropping off, so
keeping you guys at bay for the time being.
He's trying to keep us at bay at the same time.
Yep, as you pull Specs along as well. Tricky's back up to P6. Atlantis P7. Raz, Dr. Speed, Kiwi Bretto in the top 10, just hanging on. Because Swinger had that penalty that was slightly a bit longer there as they go down the back straight here into the bus stop chicane. You can see Morgs and Swinger getting a bit side by side as they head to the braking zone here. First of the late breakers, and Morgs keeps his calm, keeps his composure, slots on through there, and I think he just keeps it in the track limits there. I think something to do with that yellow curb from memory of the track limits, as long as you keep your wheels on it. I don't remember which side, but you're generally okay.
Yeah, it's that, and I've actually just noticed that there's a darker bit of tarmac leading up to that, and that is where that transition is your track limit.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, so it's the yellow curbing and that painted section.
Looks like Sputter's dropped well off the pace here, so we'll have to do some magical time saving in the infield section to catch up to VFA Victory for Grumpy, and for Grumpy in particular, who was unfortunately tagged. Oh, it goes for one heck of a move on Atlantis, but Atlantis gets the cutback there. For Grumpy, who was punted off, I would say, or like bumped off at the start at the lap 1 of the horseshoe, to still not being dead last, but in this battle pack here and competing for position, seems to be great outcome there. So we'll catch up with them a little bit later on. Song is carrying along nicely. P10 looks like Kiwi Breto, or Bretu has jumped from 10th to P8, so great news for him, not so great news for Bowers.
He's sitting right on the rear of Carlton or Dr. Speed, so if he's smart and works together, he might be able to close that gap to Tricky, who's in front of the two of them.
Yep. So you've always got to be careful about bump drafting into a braking zone. It's always best to lift off, let the car go through. And, Carlton navigates that quite nicely, so Kiwi Breto will be right up on the back of him to give him a bump. Specs is giving you a little bit of a nudge along. It seems like you've dropped off a little bit from your teammate there. What happened? Do you remember what happened?
No, they're just too fast, that's all it is. I was happy I managed to hold on for 5 laps, but yeah, they've just, through sheer pace, they've started to pull away from us.
And those three have actually all caught up to Bowers here, so Bauer doesn't have that luxury of space anymore between himself and P2, but luckily it's his teammate behind him.
He's got his rear gunner there, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Probably feeling a little bit rattled with the gap closing down a little bit, but Achilles is a very, very quick Sprint Series racer. I don't know what it is about him in Sprint Series cars, but he just seems to figure it out every season.
He's very good with road cars, for sure. He's probably his specialty, I'd say, is throw him in a car which has got a bit less downforce, and he just excels.
And they come out onto the banked oval component part of the track. So Bowers, I wonder what Raging will do here. So we're right on board with Raging just to get his point of view over his shoulder here. Got the Lewis Hamilton helmet on, it seems. Just noticed that from his end as well. So let's see what he does. He might lift off here and not give him a bump.
I think he's getting a bit close to the braking zone, yeah. He's done the smart thing, yeah.
Lift it off.
Yeah.
Actually shifts down to third through the bus stop, sorry. Gets a nice exit though, so third gear through that seems to be the way to go. It will definitely give his teammate a bit of a nudge here. Yep.
Achilles looks like he's managed to, he's had a good run to the fast stop too. He's still holding on the back of the slipstream.
Right, hanging on there. Hanging on for dear life. Looks like you've got a little bit of room between yourself.
Gap between us, and I've managed to pull a gap on Specs as well. So.
Yep. Specs hanging there, P5 at the moment. Tricky kind of by himself at the moment, but trying to do his best to catch up. Needed a little bit of a slipstream though, and looks like Kiwi Breto is actually getting that from the Karma boys. So from being in almost P11 to P7 is a pretty good result for Kiwi Breto, so he will just keep carrying on there, I imagine. Carlton just behind him, Tricky just in front of them both. Razmaz, P9, who's got Swinger for company. Then we've got VFA Victory, Atlantis, Full Grumpy, Spud and Morgs all seem to be battling in that lower bottom 5 position there, so it looks like they might be trading places a little bit.
Yeah, well that's the thing with the A lobby, is that everyone is fast, so just because you're in P13 doesn't mean you're going to have an easy run. You've still got some fast drives you've got to try and overtake.
Completely. It looks like, speaking of fast drivers, Achilles here is trying to catch up to... doing a pretty good job of holding on there, I would say.
He was, in the infield, he was right on their bumpers, so he must have had a bad exit coming back
Yeah,
Speedway.
I think we just caught the end of it. We could hear a bit of chirping tyres and a bit of traction loss, so... Yeah, but... Ooh, he went a bit wide on the exit there, I wonder...
Yes.
I think he might be... Yep, I had a feeling.
Yeah.
And it's just so heartbreaking when you're like this far up the field for something like that to be delivered to you. Like, it just sends you, well down the back, which is really, really unfortunate for Achilles. So, but great for you.
I gained the position, but yes, hopefully I think he should be able to pull onto my tail and slip back in.
A little beep as both of you pass one another. Achilles and I are very fond of the horns in the game. Always have it mapped on our very limited buttons that we have on our steering wheels, but it's an important one. Might hang with the guys at the back for a bit just to see how they're going. So Morgs has gotten ahead of full Grumpy, and Spud is ahead of them, who's trying to actually make a move here on VFA Victory. Gets the job done. So Atlantis hanging on there. Looks like Atlantis is the cork in the bottle here as we look over the ducktail spoiler of his car. Brakes a bit late. Oh, so does Spud. Oh, Atlantis runs a bit wide actually. Opening the door to Spud here.
Spud's got the run on him, yes.
Spud gets the run.
So he's up to P11 now, which is not bad considering a few laps ago. You remember he was back in P15, so he's making some good progress here.
Might be a bit of a latency tap there, unfortunately, from Atlantis, but they carry on. But looks like Spud will be punching the hole through the air as they make their way onto the, I guess you could call it the outfield, or maybe.
Yeah, the speedway section,
Speedway
outfield.
section,
I don't know what to call it either, to be honest.
Yeah.
The fast bit.
So carry on. Alright, jumping back up the front there. Bowser's gotten away with his teammate. Oh, you picked up a 1 second penalty just there, yeah.
Exact same thing that Achilles did the lap before, and I've gone wide on the exit of the bus stop.
Oh, you guys are not helping each other here. So Achilles giving you as much of a push as possible as he defies.
I was trying to get out his way, and he was trying to keep pushing me to the last minute.
Tricky in P5. It might catch up to you guys if you keep getting penalties, so we'll keep an eye on that. Specs has dropped out of the top 5 into P6. Got a very fast driver behind him with Kiwi Bretto, who makes his way around turn 1. Carlton doing a good job to stay in the top 10 there. Swinger and Raz seem to be getting quite familiar with one another as they battle quite closely for P9 and P10.
Kiwi looks for the move on the inside. He might have done it at turn 3. They're alongside at the moment.
Yeah, looks like
Specs.
Oh, he is too. I was like, no, he's not. He's past the car. I can see it in his rear view, but no, there was a car alongside him. Specs goes for the undercut there, but
and he manages to get the move complete at
turn he does.
6,
yep, that's right.
Yeah.
P6. So that will not be good news for Bowers, who will see Kiwi's name just slowly creeping up the leaderboard from outside the top 10 to now P6. Tricky hanging in there, top 5. You hanging in there, Reese in P4. Achilles trying his best to catch up as well.
We've actually had a change of position for lead. So
we have. Could be
he's managed to get into the front of Bowers.
Could be the classic pit wall conversation of I'm faster, let me through. Will there be a bit of papaya rules happening here today? Because technically Bowers was the lead car, so if papaya rules are in play, Raging should move out of the way towards the end of the race. So maybe it's to help one another.
Team orders, you reckon? Or?
I think so. I guarantee you they were probably in a little party chat on the side there heading into this race. Scheming, conversing, thinking about things. I mean, why wouldn't you? Like, you know, it's the final race of the season. Some of the drivers are completely out of the mix. You need to just maximise the best for your team. There's obviously no team points in this, but the best for your teammates. So, yeah, I don't blame them.
Help them to get the best finish or best points they can get.
Yeah, correct, yeah. As you can hear all the exhaust crackles as they come through the horseshoe here. The speed, Swinger, Raz still hanging on together. Spud is still ahead of Atlantis with VFA Victory, Grumpy and Morgs, who actually go kind of side by side. Oh no, Grumpy's gone a bit wide there, but I think he just dipped onto that extra part of track on the outside there, so doesn't lose too much space. But it's good to see that despite people not being at the front of the pack, they've still got nice little battle packs and good hard racing there, which is great. And remember, for anyone that's new to the Sprint Series, it's essentially a time trial because we run... Oh, actually, as VFA Victory goes a bit offline there, gets some dirty tyres, but essentially this is almost like a time trial style race. So the lobby times get merged between lobby A and lobby B at the end, and that's how the positions are determined. So it's in your best interest to go as fast as you can. And what's not going fast is a half-second penalty for VFA Victory for going wide. So to compound his issues, he gets a penalty there.
Specs and Carlton just went through the bus stop side by side, so they're having a good little battle at the moment.
Okay, yep. Kiwi Bretto's not too far ahead of them, so they'll just have to be watching out for that as they come around the corner for the final 3 laps. Actually gone kind of side by side heading down the main straight here. Yep, they do have some overlap there. Specs does
Carlton's
have the lower line.
trying to go for the move, yeah.
Yeah, yep.
But again, because he's on the outside, he's got the further distance to travel. And
that's right, yep.
Specs has managed to keep the position on the inside.
We have a yellow flag up here. Oh! What? Please tell us what happened.
I don't want to talk about it. No, I just went a bit wide, got on the marbles, and the rear kicked out of me there. So unfortunately, I went from a spin from P4, and where am I back to P8 at the moment?
Yep.
With 2 laps to go, but that's them the brakes.
Really, really unfortunate there. Looks like Bowers has re-established the position, sitting up the front there in P1. Yeah, you and Bowers, I know you guys get along. He must have been absolutely filthy with you dropping back there, which has actually brought Kiwi Bretto up into the top 5.
He's pulled another position closer,
yep.
Yes.
It's right there. Achilles actually has a half-second penalty with Tricky and Kiwi not too far behind them here. We're right on board here with Tricky, just to see what an impact that that half-second penalty has as they head through the bus stop chicane. So we've got Achilles going through there, does it nicely. Tricky was hanging on for dear life to not cut the chicane on the exit of the bus stop there. Looks like he's done it.
One pit to the left.
Yep, exactly.
Yep.
Be interesting to see here if Tricky catches up to Achilles, because that could potentially bring Kiwi Bretto into the mix of a podium position here. So Achilles slows down. There's a bit of speed difference here. You can see that black Sylvia S15 getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I think Achilles will be okay here, but yeah.
Safe, yes.
As we catch up, looks like something's happened with Specs as well. Saw something in the chat about a 2.5 second penalty, so he must have gone absolutely lawn mowing through the entire infield to gain those penalties there. So he's dropped down into the 10th position from what high of, I think it was 2nd or 3rd earlier on, so we'll have to see how we go. That's brought you back up to P7, Carlton in P6, Kiwi Bretto in P5 is actually right on the back here of Tricky, so something could be on here in terms of moving a little bit further up the rankings there. Kelly's trying his best to hang on. It looks like this is where Bowers and Raging Manners will depart for the remainder of the race, because Raging has a half-second penalty here, so he's done his duty as rear gunner, and that allows Bowers to be a little bit more stress-less. Sorry, that's an oxymoron of a statement. To be a bit more stress-less.
Yeah, it looks like that turn back onto the speedway. The few drivers are running a bit wide there. That's where they're picking up these half-second penalties.
Yep.
So must be carrying a bit too much speed, or yeah, not breaking up enough, and yeah, just running wide.
Tricky has got Kiwi Bretto right on the back of him. Tricky is very fond of this car and this format this season, so he won't be an easy driver to overtake. As Raging comes around the bend to serve his penalty, I think he'll still hold on to P2 here. He's got enough of a gap.
I think he's pretty safe from what we've seen last lap with
exactly.
Achilles. I think he's got enough back there to hold his position.
Kiwi Bretto is still giving Tricky a bit of a nudge along as they come around into turn 1. Keep an eye on that as it goes.
final lap as well.
Yeah, that went fast. Yeah, it was a
Mm.
25-minute race, so a little bit longer this time around. We've got you and P7, Swinger and Razmaz still hanging together. Specs holding onto that top 10 position for dear life, but has a very fast Donaldson duo driver behind him. Atlantis in 12th, Grumpy P13, Morgs and VFA Victory to round out the pack. Looks like everyone's hanging on okay. Tricky is still ahead of Kiwi Bretto here. Will this prove crucial in the point standing? Gets a bit squirrely there on the exit there. So we'll have to see if he's able to hold on to it all the way through the banky section of the track. Definitely Kiwi Bretto would be thinking about a move here, and he does. He actually pulls to the high line of the circuit here, but drops back in behind for the slipstream. Gives him a bit of a nudge. As per Reese's comment earlier, now is probably not the time to shape up the overtake. It will probably be the other banked turn after the bus stop chicane. So I have to keep an eye on this as they make their way through.
He might be going for the move into the corner, but no, he does. He lifts and thinks better of it, so he's fallen back in line.
Bowers has had something happen or has dropped back for a bit of support from his rear gunner again. That's brought Raging straight back into the mix. Achilles gets a 1.5 second penalty for his troubles, and so does Tricky. So that actually puts Kiwi Bretto straight into P4. Could it be P3? We'll quickly cross the line. Oh, Bowers actually, Raging gets past him, but there's some prior orders here, or the nice team photo as they cross the line side by side. A bit of nerve-wracking time there for Bowers. Achilles gets into P4.
Bretto's coming in.
Oh no, he just got him right at the end there.
Oh.
Wow.
That was a photo finish there, I think.
Wow. I was just saying that, yeah, they were really close together. P6 for Flux, yourself, P5 for Tricky, Carlton P7, Swinger P8, Razmaz P9, Specs 10th, Atlantis 11th, Spud 12th, Morgs 13th, with Grumpy for company, and then VFA Victory there for 15th. I have to pull that back up. Like, I have to see how close that was.
Kiwi Bretto did good there. He made well there. He got 2 positions on that last straight from those 2 penalties from Tricky and Achilles.
So we're right on the outside here of Kiwi Bretto, who actually lets Tricky through into the chicane, and I reckon Tricky might have been trying his hardest to gain some overspeed there and just make sure he stayed ahead. Cuts the chicane, gets a 1.5 second penalty. Achilles does it too, gets a 1.5 second penalty. So then Kiwi Bretto just has the biggest of slingshots here, because right when he's about to catch Tricky, he will go through him, and then Achilles up the road here, so he's getting the slipstream from Achilles here. Achilles doing his best to stay as much on the track as possible. Oh, that is so close. We have to pull up the side by side and see how close that was. I just can't believe that. From down in P10.
Yeah, that's a good drive, good comeback drive.
Let's have a look here. As we go the frame by frame. Oh, we've probably I reckon a meter or two. It's like Lightning McQueen sticking out his tongue type thing.
Yeah, it is.
That's very close, but we might wind it back for the 2 race victors here. This would have been a bit of a nerve-wracking moment for Bowers to make sure that he got all the points, but the 2 Black Shadow drivers there were able to finish in P1 and P2, so that could be a very very controversial moment there. The last lap coming out of the bus stop chicane there gifted Kiwi Bretto 2 positions, which is, I think, at least 4 to 6 points, I would say.
Plus double points.
Yeah, double points as well. So yeah, it's an interesting. The results will be coming out soon, that's for sure, to inform us of exactly how that went. But yeah, wow, that was a fun one. Good combo, Flex, and I think a few of the guys in the chats were saying great choice, great car this season. So yeah, thanks for pulling that together. It seemed like it was a popular one.
Yeah, it was a very popular series. I think the fact that pretty much for the whole season we ran almost 2 full lobbies is a testament to how popular it was. But Yeah, we wanted to take full advantage of the NASCAR theme and throw a few extra speedway circuits in it, which is why we did something a bit different by, say, having race one at the speedway circuit and then race two at the infield circuit, or the road course, and it just allowed us to make more use of those tracks in the game.
Yeah, for sure. Gives it a bit of variety, keeps things interesting, and
Yep.
yeah, testament to the choice being very popular. It actually formed the choice from our gracious video editor, Red Bearsy, to create the Sprint Series highlights package. So that will actually be coming your way, guys, this week. So little of a sneak peek there for you guys that keep an eye out on your calendars and in the server for the full premiere of the Sprint Series highlights package. Got a couple of other quick announcements to make before we wrap up the live stream tonight. So we have the final wrap up of Season 8, including all the podium celebrations coming very, very soon. Stewards are just finalising the last incident tickets for the season before they put their out of office on and head off on a holiday for the foreseeable future. So that'll be coming your way very soon. And actually, along with the wrap up, will be the 2026 calendar. So not the season 9 calendar, the 2026 calendar. So you can see exactly when every season's on, every break is on. Follows a very similar format, so hopefully that works for the majority of drivers here. But yep, and yeah, with that as well, there will also be the information about season 9 coming early in the new year. But aside from that, I just wanted to make a special shout out and thanks again for Flux and Reese for joining in the comms box tonight. Thank you guys for the sharing the positive comments. I'm sure he would love to hear that in the Discord as well. But Reese, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me. I had a blast. It was good
It's good
fun.
fun. Yeah, it's good fun having a watch back. Yeah. Thanks again for all the track setups and series that you created this season. I'm sure everyone enjoyed them, but everyone's equally looking forward to a break. And actually, as it is the 21st of December, happy Gravy Day again for everyone that has joined in. Just wanted to say happy holidays to everyone, happy New Year as well. We're closing out 2025 over the next few days, and we will be welcoming 2026 very, very soon. So stay tuned. Hope you guys all enjoy your Christmas, New Year break, and if you're traveling, drive safely and stay safe. Look after your friends, families, and loved ones, and have a well-deserved break. And get yourself recharged for season 9 when we kick it into gear in January next year. But aside from that, guys, have a good evening. See you, Flux.
Thank you. Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy New Year.